What's up, everybody? Back with another one, DJ Khaled. Today, I want to discuss how when energy changes and you get rid of old bad habits in your life, how the people around you change also. Do you ever notice how the energy shifts as soon as you stop losing? When you were failing, people were comfortable. When you were confused, they were accessible. And when you were doubting yourself, they were close. But then the second you start rebuilding, discipline tight, focus sharp, boundaries firm, boom, the room changes. And the applause you expected, it never comes. That silence, it's not accidental. Here's the spiritual reality of your bounce back. Spiritually, growth is separation. And not everyone assigned to your struggle is assigned to your elevation. Some people were in your life for a season of breaking and not rebuilding. Your comeback, it disturbs contracts you never even signed consciously. Because energetically, when you were down, you were relatable, you were non-threatening, you were easier to control, and you made other people feel ahead, and now you don't. And growth, it forces a recalibration of power. And here's the psychology of why they didn't cheer for you. The analyticals. Now, when you start winning after repeated failure, 3 psychological triggers activate in the people around you. The first one is the social comparison theory. We measure ourselves relative to our immediate circle. And when you struggle, they rank themselves above you. And when you rise, their internal ranking system gets threatened. Your improvement destabilizes their self-image. Instead of upgrading themselves, they protect their ego by minimizing you. And that's when all that quiet starts. The second one is cognitive dissonance. If they doubted you publicly or privately, your success creates mental discomfort. And then they have 2 options. They can admit that they misjudged you or rewrite the narrative to protect their ego. And most people pick number 2. So they'll say things like, you just got lucky. Let's see how long it lasts. Or they changed. That's not observation. That's ego defense. The third one is shadow projection. And that's the one that nobody ever talks about. When you were failing, a lot of them bonded over you. Your failure was the talk of their town. And for some people, failure becomes social currency. Conversations behind your back probably went a little something like, yeah, he talks good, but look at him. Or they're not as disciplined as they say. Or even, you're going to fail again. And that's what creates subconscious investment in your downfall. Because if you rise, they're exposed. Projection is when somebody dumps their own insecurities on somebody else. If they call you inconsistent, it's probably because they are. And when you rise, it makes them confront their own shadow. And most people really don't like mirrors. Now, if you're wondering why that feels personal, it's because it is. But it might not be in the way you think. It's not always that they hate you. It's that your evolution disrupts their psychological comfort. Because you represent things like risks they didn't take, discipline they didn't commit to, faith that they didn't have, and standards that they didn't maintain. Your success, it forces self-reflection. And self-reflection can be painful for people who don't take self-responsibility or accountability. So instead of clapping, they just downplay. They distance and they observe silently. Some people aren't cheering because they're recalculating where they fit into your new hierarchy. But when you come up this time, don't show any mercy, none. And when I say don't show mercy, I don't mean revenge. I mean don't dim your light to reduce their discomfort. And definitely don't soften the grind to preserve their ego. And don't grant access to people who psychologically benefited from your weakness. Mercy in this context means self-betrayal. And you've done enough of that already. But make it personal in this way. Let the betrayal refine your discernment. Let the silence sharpen your standards. And let the doubt strengthen your execution. No emotional outbursts. And no dramatic confrontations. Elevation should be the only response. And then the spiritual separation sets in. There's a reason it feels lonely when you level up. Because frequency changes isolate you before they align you. And the same people that were assigned to your breaking aren't necessarily assigned to your becoming. Some relationships were only meant for survival seasons. And now you're in expansion season. And expansion requires different energy. If you bounce back after humiliation, betrayal, repeated failure, and public doubt, let me explain something. You aren't who they studied. They analyzed your weakness. They discussed your mistakes, and they predicted your collapse, but they never accounted for transformation. So don't dim yourself to make old observers comfortable. Let them adjust or let them fall off. No mercy, no regret, no revenge, standards. And if they can't clap, just let them watch you ascend. And that's how you diagnose your haters. That's how you know who are the people that are smiling in your face and talking about you behind your back. Like always, thank you for watching, and I hope this reaches who it needs to.